good, y'all? I'm Jerry, about to check out Broke Rappers That Fake Being Rich. This video is by King Trending. It's a lot of rappers in the game that fake their lifestyles on a daily basis. Every time you see them on social media, they're flashing money, they're flashing jewelry. The jewelry might not even be real, or it's kind of leased. The cars might be leased or rented, so they can keep up with that appearance. The clothes might just be, you gotta return the clothes. The clothes might not be even theirs. I feel like what they signed their deals with the record companies, they are loan money in the sense of taking in advance, and they might just buy cars, clothes, jewelry, or whatever to try to keep up with the image. Then once they do an album or whatever, they make a certain amount of money, they got to pay a large percentage of that money back to the record label. So they're not really making too much money unless they're touring. But we about to hop into this video and see what broke rappers that fake their lifestyle, like fake being rich. Let's go.
Broke rappers that faked being rich.
I got bored.
Lil Pump had to leave his house because he ran out of money.
I went and dropped 4.5 million on the house.
See?
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If
No.
so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Fake flexing is taking over the rap industry, whether it's fake houses or even bigger items.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss a thing. So be sure to leave a like and comment the keyword to enter the giveaway. Number 8. Tyga fails with money.
Yeah. Tyga stay in the news. He used to stay in the news
They wanted
for owning somebody.
But they settled for
Some jewelry or somebody. Sean
One of the
Kingston
many
is
issues
another
with
one.
rappers with money is that sometimes they'll burn through it because they think it'll last forever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, especially when that money is not always coming from you. Tyga's a rapper that was on the fast track to success when he started out. He was making good music, making good waves in the industry, meeting the right people, etc.
Cody
Then
Rhodes
he
in the
struck
background.
gold. Also, well, he started to date Kylie Jenner, you know, from the Kardashian family. Tyga was even featured in their very popular Keeping Up with the Kardashians series. And that show has been popular for over a decade and a half.
Yep.
So you know that definitely boosted his cred. But here's the thing. While it may have boosted his cred, it didn't boost his career per se. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner was rocking it in the business world and was using her business savviness to become a literal billionaire. A self-made one, as magazines like to boost someone incorrectly. Tyga didn't really have that kind of cash, and not even close. And yet he continued to spend like he was on an infinite bank account.
The funny thing is, they said they took him from this is a quote, from a relative nobody to a world-known superstar. I think Kylie did that.
Which he technically was with Kylie, but then she dumped him, leaving him
Basically.
with a lot of money issues. And I mean a lot of money issues. So many issues, in fact, that he got sued multiple times because he had rented some high-quality mansions and houses, and then stopped paying rent on them while he was still living in them.
Can't do
that's a
that,
major
Tyga.
failure. As well as a major sign that he was broke and trying to pass himself off as rich. Now sure, he's bouncing back and making money again, but he's not fully back. Not yet. And he'll be wise to remember exactly what happened to him in regards to Kylie.
I mean, he
while
still
Scott
live
was
in
someone
LA,
else's
so
money,
that's like one of the
because that leads
highest
to the fast track debt, as he quite learned painfully.
parts of the
Number
country,
7,
parts of
Lil Yachty
the
calling
United
out the
States,
fakes.
as far as living, cost of living.
You know what I'm saying? These are all outcasts on this cover. And all I'm basically saying is,
You know you did something wrong in the world when another rapper is legitimately calling you out. Such as the case of Lil Yachty when he was asked to speak about the rappers who are pretending to be something that they're not. He had this to say on the matter. I'm not the best rapper, and I'm trying to be the best rapper. I'm rich as f***.
Like,
These
they're not.
rappers are not rich, bro.
It's all
Like,
fake.
they're not.
Facade,
It's all
bro.
fake.
I'm
Facade,
genuinely
bro.
near and dear
I'm
to
genuinely
rich. I
near
don't
and
give a
dear
fuck
truly
about
rich.
none of this
I don't
shit.
give a fuck about
I'm
none of
just
that
happy,
shit.
bro.
I'm just happy, bro. In case you're curious, he's not bluffing here. At present, the value of Lil Yachty is
I mean, he
about
not
$8 million.
lying.
And in case you're further curious, he's only 20 years old. So yeah, for a 20-year-old, $8
Yachty
million
about
is a
26
ton
now.
of cash that many would like to have.
25,
So in that
26.
kind of context, yeah, he's rich. But while that kind of sudden influx of cash would affect some people, he wasn't one to shy away from the fact that he's made some mistakes with his money. For example, he went with the Migos rap group to Atlantic City one time and blew a lot of money, and he owed it. No matter how rich you are, man, you just think about that when you leave, like, why the did I do that? Yachty said, noting that he and the Migos once dropped a combined $30,000 at a famous strip joint.
Damn.
Ultimately, however, it's worth just to shit on everyone in the club. For those who don't know, Lil Yachty is one of those social media rappers, the ones who got their fame first on things like Instagram, and that boosted themselves up in popularity with their music, later on of course. You would then be surprised how successful he's been in regards to making the right moves to get to where he is now. He initially moved to New York to become a fashion model of sorts, and then networked all over the place, and more. Then he started to make music, and people started liking it, and even used it in popular YouTube videos. And then people like DJ Khaled, Chance the Rapper, and many more started to pay attention to him. So no matter how you break it down, through his hard work in music, Lil Yachty has made his name in the industry.
He
So he has
did.
no time for people who try to fake being rich and powerful. It just doesn't work that way. And he's happy to make that very, very clear. Number 6. Way to fake
6ix9ine.
being rich, number 1, have investors.
I ain't got no money. That money you be seeing me with on Instagrams. That be fake money, man.
At times, it may seem to a person that's on the outside of the music industry that getting inside the music industry is somewhat easy. All you need is a good voice or good auto-tune in the case of some singers. Come on, you all know
it's
what.
more about business than it is music.
Made for you, or to write your own songs, and then someone to support you and help you to make it big.
Yep.
Or in the case of modern times, you put your songs into something like SoundCloud or even YouTube, and then hope someone spreads your song around to help you get your voice out there. Much of it is true. This is indeed a way of getting into the industry. But what's also true is that you truly need to make it big. At least at first, before you establish yourself with hit tracks and albums and record deals, you need investors. Whether it be a label or a private backer, you need someone who's willing to give you the money you need to be the singer you want to be.
Absolutely.
Now, for most singers, they would use this money to make more money to pay back their investors, thus completing the deal that they made with them, allowing them to move on freely without them more times than not. But for certain rappers, they decide to take the money and fake flex. And then they try to come off as having all this money, the money that they could ever want. But that's not really their money, it's the investors. And technically speaking, they could revoke that money at any time depending on their deal, which has happened in the past. But what really burns most people is that when they do this flexing, they don't mention at all that they have investors. Why? Well, because they want the appearance of having their own way in the rap world. They want the appearance of being self-made. To the extent that they show off their money and try to convince others that it's theirs. To be frank, it's not cool. It's kind of disrespectful to the investors who gave them the money in the first place to try and succeed. But to some, the perception is much better than reality.
Absolutely.
Which actually brings us to
Don't let these rappers fool y'all.
5. Bow Wow, fake flexing.
In a private plane, you know, but I know how I got to New York. You know what I mean? It's like,
How did you get to New York?
on a private plane.
Let's talk a bit about what you get when you're rich. No, really, what would you do if you suddenly had millions of dollars? And you knew that more than likely you would keep on rolling in it. You could just about get anything you wanted, fast cars, big houses, and even a private jet. This is considered one of the ultimate proofs of being rich in some people's eyes, including in the rap genre. To name a few, Drake, Jay-Z, Eminem, Lady Gaga, and many more have their own private jet. One person who doesn't is Bow Wow. He got caught on in 2017 when he tried to fake flex that he had one. Why did
this
he
was
have
the
one?
birth of the Bow Wow
because he's
challenge.
way too broke to even try and afford one. It all started innocently enough when Bow Wow took a picture of himself on Instagram and posted that he's about to head to New York. And apparently he took a picture of the jet he was supposed to be flying in. Harmless enough, right? Except on the actual plane that he was on, a passenger recognized him and remembered what he posted on Instagram. So the passenger took a picture of him on the plane and noted that he was not only on his own jet, he was flying commercial. You know, like regular people. You'd think he'd be able to afford first class, but apparently that wasn't the case. While Bow Wow was a big name in rap for a while, he quickly tapered off. That affected his money reserves. At present in 2019, he's worth about $1.5 million, which on the surface would seem like a lot of money, but it's a bit more finite than some would say, like Lil Yachty, who is still cranking out music and making a name for himself. So while he's rich to an extent, he's not even close to many other rappers out there. Oh, but it didn't end there. No, not by a long shot. You see, the fans decided to take this moment of fake flexing and turn it into their own thing. They made the Bow Wow Challenge, where they would take a fake flexing picture and then post what was really going on.
He'll be on the phone.
And in true poetic justice, the internet and his fellow rappers totally grilled him for this fact. Don't play with Jetfire Bow Wow, you're gonna get burned, as you found out. But sadly enough, the jet incident wasn't the first time that he fake flexed like this. In 2016, he posted a pic of a massive stack of cash, colored in black and white to make it appear more epic. And true to his rap origins, of course. Now, while the haul was impressive, it would have been more impressive if it was his actual money. In fact, he actually took that picture from another person, Timothy Skies, an entrepreneur that put the photo first on his account, and then it got saved and swiped and posted by other people on various other accounts, including Bow Wow. Another musician at Shade Moss is using my cash photos. Come on, Bow Wow. Don't post in black and white. At least use my original photo in all its glory. He wrote on Instagram. It's hard to sympathize with Bow Wow now when he continues to do stuff like this. Sure, he could probably take a picture.
My nigga, he bounced back. He recovered from all that goofy stuff.
Well, maybe he doesn't have as much money as he wants.
Bow Wow's a legend, man. You gotta,
or maybe he's afraid to show off.
You gotta respect the legend, man.
Either way, he
just had a bad moment back then.
Come on, when will these rappers or singers learn?
Definitely gotta respect
Anyways,
the
on that
legend. Bow Wow
note,
legend.
number 4. Ways to fake being rich. Number 2. No rich people. Granted, this isn't the easiest thing to do depending on where you are on the rung of celebrity fame. But it's fair to say that most of us know at least one person who was rich and had a lot of cool toys and houses and such. It didn't even have to be a celebrity. It could be a doctor, a successful businessman, an investor, etc. Personally, I knew a person who was rich because they owned a lot of restaurants and they had a kid I was friends with. Anyway, if you have a connection, you would technically have access to the various items that they would have in their house cars or houses. Especially if you're good friends with them, you can take pictures of their stuff, and they likely wouldn't even blink. Yet if you post them on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you would give the impression that it's yours, which is a lie. But what might shock you the most is that in places like Los Angeles, there are people so rich that they'll make friends with non-rich people and actually let them borrow their expensive sports cars that they can never drive for one reason or another. Or if they need a place to crash, they give them a key or their spare mansion or something like that. It honestly happens more often than you think.
Yeah.
This causes a whole lot of
Then you
fake
take
flexing,
pictures of the
which honestly
mansion.
has put the rap community on alert in a way, because sometimes they get called out for whether the items they own are actually theirs. So some people in the rap community make sure to take pictures with their documents or use cash or checks just to prove that it's theirs. Because somewhere out there are people who are using things that are theirs, like number 3.
Soulja Boy.
I got the penthouse. It cost $6 million. And I ain't going nowhere.
Soulja Boy smart as hell though.
In terms of this list, Soulja
But
Boy's
lately he been in the news
he's one of the
because
first guys to use
he's
social
supposed to be
media
going broke.
boost up his career, and as a result, his
He
net
owes
worth
some
at present
money.
is about $30 million. Not bad for a kid growing up in Chicago. And as you can see, clearly he can
I thought
afford
he
just
grew up
about
in
anything with that
Mississippi.
kind of money. But he once made a video showing off a penthouse that he owned. And after fans looked at it once more, they realized it was a fake. Or at the very least, he didn't own the place. As if to add to the insanity of all of that, Soulja Boy came back and made a video swearing that the video and the penthouse were real. Sure it was Soulja Boy. Sure. All sorts of questions can be raised from this. Why did he feel the need to show off a penthouse that wasn't his? Why was he there in the first place? And why was he trying to convince people that he really did own it? It's curious for sure, and it shows that even the rich can't help but fake flex at times. Number 2. Ways to being fake rich. Number 3.
Be a part of a rap crew.
In the rap world, there are many things viewed as sacred, but one of the biggest things is being loyal to your crew that you started out with. When it was NWA, Public Enemy, ASAP Crew, or many others, when you're part of a group like that, one that truly has a bond, you do anything for each other, within reason of course. But truly the brotherhood or sisterhood that happens within these crews allows certain members certain favors or privileges off of more successful members, because in their mind, your loyalty is worth more than gold.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that someone has your back, and what's a better way of showing that off than giving them the chance to drive a fancy car or to live at your place for a couple of days. It's not uncommon for a big name rapper to help his crew that aren't on his level or to give them a push that they might need. And sometimes that means helping them out financially, which they'll use to their own advantage and try to boost themselves up with. As long as they don't cross the line, the star rapper will let them do that. And that's the power of loyalty in such groups as these.
That's
Number
true.
1. Why fake being rich? That is the question.
I
isn't
mean,
it?
you gotta keep
Why
up with
go
the
through all this
image.
trouble and risk getting caught in order to appear wealthy?
Every
There are many
rapper
answers to this
has that
question.
image
Many
of
them vary depending
appearing
on the
to be
rapper
rich
themselves.
when they know
Many
they're
just
not.
want to try and show off that they're rich as
Yeah,
never before.
that's what it
They
is.
want the praise, the
Exactly
adoration,
what it
and the
is.
feeling of people wanting what they have.
Yeah.
It's basically greed, but it's kind of in a reverse kind of way. For others, it's a chance to grasp at something that they've never had before. They love being in those cars, being with that money, being
Yeah.
in that house, and they show it off because that to them is something that they want to be taking for themselves.
I don't
one day.
blame 'em,
Some of them
but-
are just desperate
know what I'm
people who
saying?
want fame in their lives since their
Stay in
music's
your lane
cutting
if
it,
you
and
ain't
thus do a fake flex pic with
getting
something
money like that.
expensive and lying about how or why they got it and the way it is to boost their own cred and thus get them more buys of their own music. Sometimes it works and other times it just doesn't. It just really depends on the situation. But no matter what the reason is, you can bet that more young rappers are going to try and get away with this just because they think they can. And so
Yep.
there you have it. A look at some people who faked being rich and some of the reasons behind the deception. So can you believe that some of these people go to such lengths to try and give it to others?
I don't believe it. I know more
Also,
about
anything
the
that says
music
about them
industry
that they
now
did
and how
this.
how
Of course,
everything
whatever
works in the
opinions
music
on the
industry.
issue. Let me know in
I
the
know they're not
comments
making
below.
the
Be sure
amount
to subscribe, and I'll see
of
you
money
next time.
like somebody like Drake or Jay-Z. They're not making that type of money at all. You got to tour. Most of your money gonna come from touring. Because once you release an album, you don't get paid from that album until like a year later. But alright, y'all. Great video, man. Let me know down below in the comments on what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.